So last week we discussed about mathematical language, and we discussed different types of statement: the equivalent statement, the end statement, the or statement, the contrapositive, the inverse, and converse statement. Okay, so with this time it's also a part of the topic in calculus, no? So what are our objectives? At the end of the session, the students will be able to understand and apply the rules of limits in computing for limits of a given function. Understand and use one-sided limits in computing for limits of a function, and then understand and apply indeterminate form and square theorem in computing for limits. So we have now the rules for limits. So there are rules for limits that we need to understand and use in computing limits. The following are the rules for limits. First, we have the constant rule. If k is a constant real number, the limit of k as x approaches to a is equal to k. So next, we have the limit of x rule. The limit of x as x approaches to a is equal to a. Okay? So next, we have the operations of limits. For the following rules, we assume that the limit of the function of x as x approaches to a and limit of g is a function of x as x approaches to a both exist. Ibig sabihin nun, mayroon na tayong dalawang functions. The function of f, which is in terms of x, and the function of g, which is also in terms of x. Okay? So, first we have the sum and difference rules, no? So, we have addition and subtraction of limit. So, the limit, the quantity t, the function of x, plus or minus g is a function of x as x approaches to a. So, ang gagawin po natin, yung limit dito, distribute natin ito, isa-isa sa given function. It depends on their operations. So, we have the limit of the function of x as x approaches to a, plus or minus limit g, which is a function of x as x approaches to a po. Okay? So, you're going to use the distributive property. Next, we have number 4, the product rule. The limit of the function of x multiplied by g, which is a function of x, as x approaches to a. So, the same procedure. I-distribute natin ulit ito, no? Sa bawat function. Limit the function of x as x approaches to a multiplied by limit g, which is a function of x, as x approaches to a. Next, we have the last operations, the quotient rule. The limit the function of x divided by g is a function of x as x approaches to a. So, the same procedure ulit, distributive property, ito distribute natin sa numerator and denominator. So, the limit of the function of x as x approaches to a divided by limit g is a function of x as x approaches to a. Pero in our quotient, may importante na ating ano dito, no? I-observe. So, meron tayong note dito, provided that the limit of g, which is a function of x as x approaches to a, is equal to 0. So, yun po yung rule po natin. Dapat yung limit po ng denominator natin is not equal to 0. Pag naging 0 po yung limit natin sa denominator, that's the time that you are going to simplify our equation. So one way in simplifying the equation is you are going to use the factoring procedure. So dapat alam mo kung paano mag-factor ng trinomial or any polynomial. So yun po yung importante. Para pag nakaroon ng factor po yung numerator natin sa denominator, pag may common factor, makakancel yun, then that's the time na hindi magiging 0 yung ating denominator. Okay? So we have your example number 1. The limit of the quantity, find the limit of the quantity 3 plus 2x as x approaches to 4. So we're going to distribute this one in its function. So we have the addition operation. Limit 3 as x approaches to 4 plus limit 2x as x approaches to 4 siya. Okay? So since 2x, sa limit 3 wala tayong problema, no? Pero sa limit 2x, 2x is a product of 2 times x. So, ibig sabihin nun, ang factor ng 2x is 2 multiplied by x. So, we are going to use the rules in product. So, ito ngayon, pinag-iwalay na siya. 2 times limit x as x approaches to 4. So, in-observe natin yung rules doon sa product. Then after that, since we already simplified our equation using the rules of limits, that's the time that we're going to substitute yung limit natin doon sa given variable. Okay? So 3 is constant, walang problema. Plus 2 multiplied by x. So x na natin dito, ang limit natin ay 4 siya. So 2 times 4, we have 8 plus 3. So therefore, the answer is 11. Okay? Any questions po sa number 1?
Sir, wala na po.
Okay. Next, we have number 2. Find the limit of polynomial function with one term. Example number 2. Find the limit of the quantity 3x squared as x approaches to 5. So ito uli, 3x squared is a factor of 3 multiplied by x multiplied by x. So we're going to use the product rule. So limit 3 as x approaches to 5 multiplied by limit x squared as x approaches to 5. Okay? So yung x squared is a product of limit x as x approaches to 5 multiplied by limit x as x approaches to 5 po siya. Okay? So okay na, na-distribute na natin using the rules of limits in product. Okay? That's the time that we're going to substitute our limit to our variable. So 3, we have 5 multiplied by 5. So 3 by 5 is 15. Multiplied by 5, we have the answer of 75. Okay? Any questions on number 2? Okay lang tayo sa number
Wala
2?
na po, sir.
Okay, next we have number 3. Find the limit of 4x cubed minus 6x plus 1. Okay. So, gagawin natin, distribute natin siya isa-isa. Okay? So, limit 4x cubed as x approaches to 2 minus limit 6x as x approaches to 2 plus limit 1 as x approaches to 2. So, yun po siya, no? So, since we already observed yung rules ng limit sa addition, subtraction, or multiplication, we can go directly. Okay? Kaya yung x dito, x raised to 3, instead, we are going to expand that limit x multiplied by limit x multiplied by limit x. We can go directly substituting our limit sa variable po natin. So, we have 2 raised to 3. Ito na yun, no? Tapos, 6x, so 6 times 2. Okay? 2 raised to 3, ibig sabihin nun, you're going to multiply 2 3 times. So 2 times 2 times 2, we have 8 times 4, we have 32. 6 times 2 is 12. 32 minus 12 is 20 plus 1. So we have a total of 21. Okay? Any questions? Number 3?
Sir, medyo nalito po ako.
Hindi, dito sa distributive property, walang problema, no? Distribute
Opo,
natin
sir.
ito, no? Okay.
Opo.
Okay. Next, yung 4 constant siya, di ba? Susunod,
Opo.
substitute natin yung limit doon sa variable natin. So, yung limit natin dito is 2. So, yung x magiging 2 raised to 3. Minus
Opo.
6 times x. So, 6 times 2. Okay? Yung 2 raised
Opo.
to 3, if we're going to simplify that, 2 times 2 times 2. Tatlong beses mo siya i-multiply. So, 2 times 2 times 2, that is 8. No? 8
Opo,
times
sir.
4, we have 32. So, 32
Yes,
dito.
sir.
Tapos dito, 6 times 2 is 12. So 32 minus 12 is 20 plus 1. So we have 21.
Gets na, sir. Gets na.
Okay, gets na. Next. So we have now our division. Find the limit of x squared plus 2x minus 3 divided by x squared minus 3x plus 2 as x approaches to 1. Solution dito, rule 7 cannot be applied directly since the denominator is 0. First, factor the numerator and denominator. So yun po yung titignan po natin, no? So we have to concentrate first in our denominator. Sabi niya dito, 0. Paano siya naging 0? Ito na, substitute natin. Our limit is 1. So, 1 squared is 1 pa rin. Minus 3 multiplied by 1 is 3 pa rin. 1 minus 3 is negative 2 plus 2 kaya naging 0 siya. Okay? So by this time, 0 yung denominator natin. Pag 0 yung denominator natin, bawal po siya doon sa quotient rule. So ang gagawin po natin is ifa-factor natin yung numerator at saka sa denominator. Okay? So, kabisado mo mag-factor? Kung paano i-factor ito? Alam mo kung paano mag-factor nung trinomial? Do you have any idea?
Sir, nakalimutan ko na po,
Nakalimutan
sir.
natin. Okay.
Po.
So, dito, dapat pag nag-factor tayo, may silang tinatawag na common factor. Yung common factor, dapat may factor siya sa numerator na pareho siya doon sa denominator. So, yung common factor din na dito is x minus 1, x minus 1. Okay. So, ito po yung unang natin kunin muna. Paano siya nakuha? At paano nakuha yung sumunod na second factor. Okay? So, yung x minus 1, x minus 1, these are their common factor. So, anong basis po natin paano siya makuha? Ang titignan po natin paano kunin yung common factor, tignan po natin yung limit. So, yung limit niya, x approaches to 1. Okay? Positive 1. Kaya pag kumuha ka ng common factor niya, dapat iano mo yung reverse yung sign niya. Kaya naging x minus 1. Pag ang factor mo, halimbawa, yung limit natin dito is x approaches to negative 2. Ang common factor mo, dahil negative siya, is x plus 2. Dahil dito, positive siya, x approaches to 1, ang factor niya is x minus 1. Gets mo na? So, ganun
Opo,
po
sir.
yung pagkuha ng common factor. So, merong x minus 1, meron din siya sa baba ng x minus 1. Sumunod, paano nakuha yung x plus 3? Paano nakuha yung x minus 2? So, yung x dito, yung x saka x dito, madali lang yan, no? Kasi may x squared doon, automatic may x na tayo dito. Para x times x, we're going to have x squared. Walang problema. Ang problema natin, saan nakuha yung positive 3 saka sa negative 2. So, ang gagawin po natin uli, ang reference po natin uli, kung paano nakuha yung second term dito, is yung sa last term nung polynomial natin or trinomial. Ito yung pinaka last term po niya. So, ang gagawin po natin dito sa negative 3, i-divide po natin siya doon sa negative 1. So, negative 3 divided by negative 1, so we have positive 3. So, dyan po siya nakuha. Sunod, dito sa baba, we have positive 2 divided by negative 1. So, we're going to have negative 2. So, dyan po galing yung common factor at saka second factor po niya. Okay? Nagets pa na natin?
Opo, sir.
Okay. So, by this time, yung x minus 1, magka-cancel na siya. Okay? So, cancel na yan, di ba? Dahil parang equivalent to 1 na yan. Cancel na siya. Ang natira, x plus 3, x minus 2. Okay? So by this time, yung denominator natin hindi na magiging 0 siya. So ito na yon. Limit x plus 3, x minus 2 as x approaches to 1. Okay? So, isasubstitute na natin uli ngayon yung limit doon sa variable natin. So, we have 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. 4 divided by negative 1, we have negative 4 po siya. Okay? Any questions?
Sir, paulit po, yun dito po sa baba.
Dito.
Apo.
Okay. Yung x, papalitan na natin siya ng 1 ngayon, no? 1. Ito yung limit natin. So, 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 minus 2, ito na yun, no? 1 minus 2
Apo, sir.
is negative 1. So, 4 divided by negative 1, the answer is negative 4.
Negative 4.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, ganun po yun, no? Sa rules of science natin. Uh,
Apo.
Positive times positive is positive. Positive times negative is negative. Negative times positive is negative. Negative times negative is positive. Okay? So, ganun din. Ganun din sa division. Positive divided by positive is positive. Negative divided by negative is positive, no?
Positive. Apo, sir.
So, yun po yan, no? Okay? Next, compute the value of the following limit. Limit quantity 3x squared plus 5x minus 9 as x approaches to 2. So, madali lang siya. Didistribute natin siya uli dito, isa-isa. So, we have limit 3x squared as x approaches to 2 plus limit 5x as x approaches to 2 minus limit 9 as x approaches to 2. Okay? So, alam na natin yung rules of limits. Pwede na tayong mag-substitute agad ng limit natin dun sa variable po natin. So, we have 3 limit x squared plus 5 limit x minus limit 9. No? So, isusubstitute na natin. Dito may counting error yung ano natin, module po natin. No? Kasi yung nilagay ng limit nila dito is positive 2. Pero nung sinubstitute po nila, we have negative 2. It's a typographical error. Dahil nandito na yung negative 2 dito, so ang limit po natin dito, it should be x approaches to negative 2. Okay? So, 3, ito na yung 3. Yung x, palitan natin siya ng variable negative 2 raised to 2 plus 5. Okay, yun na siya. X is negative 2, then minus 9. Okay? Next, simplify. Negative 2 raised to 2, ibig sabihin nun, negative 2 times negative 2, the answer is positive 4.
Positive 2. Ay,
Positive 4 times 3, we have 12. Okay? So, 12 dito. Sunod, 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Okay? So, 12 minus 10 is 2 minus 9. So, we have negative 7. Nasundan?
Yes, sir.
Okay? Next, evaluate the following limit. So, we have here again division, no? The limit of 6 minus 3z plus 10z squared divided by negative 2z to the fourth plus 7z raised to 3 plus 1 as z approaches to 1. Okay? So, solution. First, notice that we can use property 4 to write the limit as, so, distribute natin, no? Ito yung limit ng numerator natin divided by limit ng denominator natin. Okay. So, meron tayong note dito that the limit of the denominator is not 0. So, we were okay. So, wala tayong problema dahil hindi 0 siya. So, ang gagawin po natin, hindi po natin siya fa-factor. We can go directly substituting yung limit doon sa variable po natin. So, yun na po yung gagawin natin. Okay? So, ito na siya, no? 6 minus yung limit natin is 1. 3z. So, 3 times 1 plus 10, 1. Ito yung z natin, 1 squared. Sa baba, negative 2z to the fourth, 1 raised to 4. Okay? Z raised to 3, 1 raised to 3 plus 1. Okay? So, simplify it further. 3 times 1 is 3 pa rin, no? 6 minus 3 is 3 plus 10 times 1 is 10. So, 3 plus 10, we have 13. Sa baba, 1 raised to 4, 1 times 1, 1, 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, 4 times 1 pa rin siya. So, 1 times
So,
negative 2 is negative 2. Okay. 1 raised to 3, 1 times 1 times 1, 1 pa rin siya. We have 7. Okay? So, negative 2 plus 7 is 5 plus 1, we
that's what?
have 6.
6.
So, the answer is 13 all over 6. Okay? Walang
Tapos,
tanong? Okay lang?
wala naman, sir. Okay naman po.
Next, evaluate the following limit. X squared plus 4x minus 12 divided by x squared minus 2x as x approaches to 2. O, ngayon, division ulit tayo. Sabi dito sa solution, first, let's notice that if we try to plug in x is equal to 2, we get 0 all over 0.
0.
O, check natin. 2 yung ano natin, limit natin. So, 2 squared is 4. Minus 2 times 2, we have 4. So, 4 minus 4, the answer is 0. Kaya
0.
limit natin ay 0 siya. Yung denominator natin ay 0. O, dahil 0 siya, yung gagawin po natin is ipa-factor natin siya uli. Okay. So, since alam na natin yung technique kanina, kung paano kunin yung common factor. Dito, x approaches to positive 2. So, ano magiging common factor nila? Magiging x minus 2. So, ito na siya. X minus 2, x minus 2. Nasundan?
Apo, sir.
Okay. Next, paano kukunin yung second factor? X minus 2, no? So, negative 12 divided by negative 2, the answer is positive 6. So, ito na yung second factor. I-check natin, no? X by x, x squared. Negative 2 multiplied by x, negative 2x. 6 by x is 6x minus 2x, kaya we have 4x dito. Negative 2, positive 6, we have negative 12. Okay? Sa baba, common factor nila yung x. Okay? So, x by x, we have x squared, x times negative 2, negative 2x. So, by this time, their common factor will be cancel. Yan. Cancel itong dalawa. Natira, x plus 6 all over x po siya as x approaches to 2. So, we can now substitute our limit. 2 plus 6, we have 8
8.
divided by 2. The answer is 4. Okay? And then,
Apo, sir.
okay? Next, we have your D indeterminate forms occur when substitution in the limits results to 0, 0. 0, 0 ulit dito, no? In such cases, either factor rationalize the expressions. The example below, notice 0, 0 form. Factor and cancel common factors to determine the limit. So, pag titingnan po natin, sabi dito, 0 yung numerator natin, 0 yung denominator. So, pag 0 sila, then that's the time na ipa-factor natin po. Okay? So, again, another typographical error dahil ang nilagay na lang limit dito is positive 5. Dapat yung limit natin is negative 5. Kasi, pag negative 5 raised to 2, negative 5 times negative 5 is 25 minus 25. Negative 5 plus 5, we have 0. Kasi pag
0.
pag positive 5 ito, 5 plus 5, sagot dito dapat ay 10. So it's a typographical error. Okay? So x plus 5, x squared minus 25 as x approaches to negative 5.
Negative 5.
Okay. So alam na natin yung limit natin. By this time, we can get their common factor. So ang basis po natin lagi yung limit. X approaches to negative 5. So therefore, their common factor, dahil negative 5 siya, x plus 5, x plus 5. Ito na yun. Okay. Dahil negative, so plus yung factor niya. Sign po niya, x plus 5, x plus 5. Okay? Negative 25 divided by positive 5, the answer is negative 5.
Negative 5.
So by this time, x plus 5, we're going to cancel. Ang natira will be 1 all over x minus 5. Okay? So since our limit is negative 5 minus 5, the answer is negative 1 all over 10 po. Okay? Any more questions po?
Bali sir yung ano yung uh, bali then over 0 sir yung ano. Hindi to sir you notice the
Oo, dito.
Apo.
10 all over 0 siya, no? 0 pa, pero kahit paano,
Apo.
0 pa rin yung denominator. So, gagawin natin, ifa-factor natin siya. Okay? Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng common factor na x plus 5, x plus 5. Dapat, ang limit natin dito is x approaches to negative 5. Okay?
Apo sir.
Okay na, wala ang tanong?
Wala na po sir.
Okay? Last two example, no? Before we're going to have our exercise. Okay. Evaluate the limit t minus the square root of 3t plus 4 divided by 4 minus t. May radical expression tayo, yung square root sign, no? So, yun ang problema natin. Kung paano natin siya i-simplify. Okay? So, pag substitute natin, yung limit natin approaches to 4. So, 4 minus 4, 0 siya. So, dapat i-factor natin siya. Eh, kaso, sa taas, meron tayong square root sign. So, yun ang dapat tanggalin natin yung radical expression na square root sign. So, paano natin matatanggal yun? So, halimbawa, square root of 4. Paano mo tatanggalin yung square root ng 4? Dapat, erase mo siya sa 2, no? Square root of 4 raised to 2. Ibig sabihin nun, magkakancel yung square root ska yung raised to 2. Natira will be 4 lang. Okay? So, ganun din po yung gagawin po natin. Dito, we are going to use the properties of a binomial. Okay? So, paano, another example po dito, in your algebra, pag meron kayong sagot na 1 divided by square root of 2. Okay? So, hindi pwedeng sabihin na final answer na yon. Kasi may radical expression dun sa denominator. 1 divided by square root of 2 is not yet a final answer. So, ang gagawin po natin doon, we're going to rationalize the numerator and denominator. So, multiply natin siya ng square root of 2 divided by square root of 2. So, mangyari doon, 1 times square root of 2 is square root of 2. Square root of 2 multiplied by square root of 2, the answer is square root of 4. So, mangyari doon, yung square root of 4, magiging 2 na siya. So, ang final answer mo is square root of 2 all over 2. So, wala na yung radical expression doon sa denominator. So, ganun din yung gagawin natin dito. Dapat may squared natin yon. So, let's try rationalizing the numerator in this case. So, dapat, purpose lang natin matanggal ito. So, pag naalala po ninyo yung dun sa algebra po natin, if you're going to multiply a minus b multiply by a plus b, the answer is a squared minus b squared. So, yun po yung gagawin natin. A plus b, a minus b, The answer is a squared minus b squared. Okay. So for this problem, your a is equal to t. Ito yung b natin. Square root of 3t plus 4. So this is your a minus b. We're going to multiply that a minus b multiply by a plus b. Sa baba, ilagay din natin a plus b. So 1 pa rin ito. Hindi pa rin nagbago yung equation natin. Yung 4 minus t, nandito pa rin. Nasundan po natin?
Bali sir, gagamitin natin yung uh, ano ba
Rationalizing.
yun? Apo.
Uh, pag ni-rationalize
Bali
natin,
yung ano natin sir, yung 3 natin, yung 3 a sir, plus 4a, ay 4b. Ganun sir.
a plus b, a minus b. So ito yung a
Apo.
natin, minus. So ito yung a minus b, a plus b. Yung b natin, the square root of 3t plus 4. Yun na siya, no? Okay na. So pag nag-multiply ka ng a minus b, a plus b, ang lalabas doon, a squared minus b squared. Okay, ito na yan. A plus b, a minus b, pag minultiply mo yon, a squared minus b squared. Ba't wala na yung squared dito? Dahil yung ito, pag in-squared natin yan, square root of 3t plus 4 raised to 2, yung 2 dito, makakancel siya dun sa square root sign. Kaya natira na is only 3t plus 4. A minus b, a, a minus b multiplied by a plus b, a squared minus b squared. Okay, pero sa baba, wala pa rin nagbago. 4 minus t, the square root of t plus the square root of 3t plus 4. Yun pa rin siya. Okay? Next, so distribute natin yung negative dito. So we have t squared, negative times 3t, we have negative 3t. Negative times positive 4, we have negative 4. Okay? Sa baba, wala pa rin nagbago. Okay? So, ang problema natin ngayon, ifa-factor natin siya. Okay? So, yung ano natin, limit natin, t approaches to 4. So, paano kunin yung common factor? T approaches to 4. Their common factor is t minus 4. So, nandito na siya. T minus 4, sa baba wala tayong t minus 4, pero meron tayong 4 minus t. Meron na, mamaya sisimplify natin yon, no? So, paano nakuha yung 1 dito? Negative 4 divided by negative 4, the answer is positive 1. So, numerator, t minus 4, t plus 1. Next, ito na siya, no? T minus 4, t plus 1. Dapat, meron tayong t minus 4 sa baba para makancel din siya doon sa taas. So, ang gagawin po natin para magkaroon pa tayo ng t minus 4, i-multiply po natin yung denominator ng negative. Okay. Negative times negative t, magkakaroon tayo ng positive t. Negative times positive 4, meron tayong negative 4. Kaya, negative multiplied by the quantity 4 minus t, magkakancel na ngayon yung t minus 4, t minus 4 dito. Kaya merong naiwan na negative dito. Nasundan po natin?
Yes po sir.
Okay. So, meron tayong negative dito. So, cancel na yan. Pero merong negative pa rin dito. So, we have t plus 1 minus the square root of t plus 3t plus 4. That's the time na isusubstitute na natin yung limit natin. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 4 is 16. Square root ng 16 is 4 plus 4, we have 8. Then, 4 plus 1, we have 5. So, yung negative, nandito siya. So, your final answer is negative 5 all over 8 po. Okay? Any more questions po?
Wala na po sir.
Wala na? Okay, next.
Po sir.
We're going to have our last example. 2 minus 3 plus Okay, next approach
Dagdag
is
not
to
responding po.
zero. So, pag sinubstitute natin dito, yung denominator natin, zero na siya. Dahil yung limit natin ay zero. So, ang gagawin
Zero.
po natin, dahil zero siya, simplify natin yung numerator at saka sa denominator. Okay. So, meron tayo dito, minus 3 plus h raised to 2. So, ibig sabihin nun, you're going to multiply negative 3 plus h twice po yun. So, pwede man natin gamitin yung formula ng square of b binomial. A plus b raised to 2, we have a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So, yung a natin is negative 3. Ito yung b natin. So, negative 3 squared is 9. Minus 2 times 3 is negative 6. Multiply by h, so we have minus 6h. Tapos b squared. So, h squared, we have h squared na dito. Then, minus 18. So, ibig sabihin nun, pag in-expand mo yan, ganito yung lalabas. Next, didistribute natin yung 2 sa bawat column, sa bawat function dito, sa open and close parenthesis natin. 2 times 9, we have 18. 2 times negative 6, we have 12h. Then, 2h squared minus 18 all over h pa rin. Okay? Yung 18, sa negative 18, makakancel na yon. Magiging 0 na siya. What's left? Negative 12h plus 2h squared all over h po. Next. Ito na yung natira, no?
Sir,
Negative, yes po.
sir, pabalik po ako sir ulit.
Yan.
yung isa, yung ano natin sir.
O yan. Yan siya.
Yun talaga sir. Ganun na naman. Ayun, like not responding na naman. Ayun, yun na lang yun pala sir, yun na lang tatanong ko sir. Di ba sir, kaya nagkaroon ng 9 dun sa may una sir, yun, di ba, limit of 2, tas may nakita po akong 9. Bali, ano po yun sir?
Yung,
Ayan, yan sir.
yung dito.
Apo.
Ito.
Bali, ano sir, negative 3 times 3.
Oh, negative 3 squared. Pag ginamit ito yung formula, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Ito yung a natin,
Apo.
ito yung b natin. So, negative 3 squared, negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Minus
Kasi
2,
bababa po yung 2.
minus 2, hindi, yung 2, dun sa formula yun ha, yung formula natin na a plus b raised to 2, pag sinimplify mo yan, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So, wala pang kinalaman yung 2 dito. So, pag sinubstitute na natin yung a squared, so negative 3 squared is 9, minus 2ab. So, minus 2 times 3 is negative 6, multiply by h, so we have 6h, plus b squared. Ito yung b natin. b raised to 2, we have h squared. So, yung value nito, pag minultiply mo ito ng dalawang beses, ito na yung lalabas. Yun po siya. Yung 2, nandito pa rin yung 2. Walang kinalaman yung 2 dito sa value dito. Okay? So, pag minultiply mo yung 3 plus h raised to 2 or 3 plus h multiply by negative 3 plus h, ito po yung lalabas. Ito na yung sagot niya. Nasundan?
Yes po sir.
Okay. So, next, distribute na natin yung 2 ngayon. I-multiply natin. 2 by 9, 18. 2 times negative 6, negative 12. 2 by h, 2h squared. Then, minus 18. Yung minus 18 ngayon, magka-cancel na. So, natira, ito na lang. Negative 12h plus 2h squared all over h. Okay. Okay na? Pwede nang isunod?
Opo sir.
Ito na siya, no? Negative 12h plus 2h squared. So, pwede pa rin factor ito. Common factor nila is h yun, no? So, h multiplied by negative 12 plus 2h. h times negative 12, negative 12h. h by 2h, 2h squared. So, yung h dito, yung h sa denominator, magka-cancel na. Ang natira, negative 12 plus 2h. So, pag sinubstitute natin, yung limit natin, 0, 2 times 0 is 0 siya. So, yung natira is negative 12.
Negative 12.
Okay na?
Yes sir.
Walang tanong?
Wala, sir.
Okay, now it's your turn, no? For 5 minutes. Yan. Limit 3x squared plus 5x minus 9 as x approaches to negative 2. Limit 3x squared plus 7x minus 16 as x approaches to positive 6. Limit 2x squared plus 1 divided by x squared plus 6x minus 4 as x approaches to 2. Last, x squared minus 6x plus 8 as x approaches to negative 2. Okay? So, pakitry po within 5 minutes, no? Pakisolve
Sige po, sir.
exercise 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pakilagay po yung sagot sa chat box po natin. Okay?
Apo, sir.
For 5 minutes. Okay? Then we're going to check your answers after 5 minutes. Okay. Okay na, may sagot na tayo.
Yung sa una, sir,
Yep.
-7.
Okay lang, pakisagot mo na lang dito, no? Tapos i-check natin.
Sige, 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 sir. Sige
Dun sa
po.
number 2, may sagot ka na.
Ah, Sinusolve ko pa, sir.
Uh,
Parang ang laki ng value, sir.
okay lang, wala problema naman kung malaki yung value natin.
Sige, sir.
Uh, number 3.
Example, sir. Yung mga ganito ba, sir, kaya ba sa calculator nito? Wala kasi ako sir, calculator eh.
Okay lang, wala nang problema sa calculus, no? Yung mga scientific
Opo, sir.
calculator, pwede siyang i-solve.
Kaya siya, sir.
Oo. Okay, number 4.
No.
Okay na tayo sa number 4. Zero yung denominator natin dyan, di ba? So, ipa-factor natin siya.
Opo, sir.
Okay.
Ano po sagot sa huli, sir?
Okay lang, pakitry lang. Okay na?
Uh, -2. Sir, -2.
Sulat mo lang para i-check natin mamaya.
Sige, sir. Check natin.
Okay?
Excuse me,
So
sir.
these are our answers. Ito na siya, no? Parang tumama ata lahat, no? Maliban lang sa number 3, no?
Muntik na,
So
sir.
ito yung number 1 natin, no? 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, negative 6. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 10 is 2. Minus 9, we have negative 7. So tama ka.
Opo,
Dun
sir.
sa pangalawa, 6 times 6 is
6.
36. By 3, we have 108. 7 times 6 is 42. 108 plus 42, 150 minus 16, the answer is 134. Okay. Next, we have number 3, no? Ito yung number 3 natin. 2x squared plus 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Multiply by 2 is 8. Plus 1, we have 9. So, tama yung sa'yo. 9, di ba? Sa taas. Sa baba, x
Okay.
squared plus 6x minus 4. So, we have 2 by 2 is 4. 6 times 2 is 12. 4 plus 12 is 16. Minus 4, we have 12. So, ang sagot po doon is 9 all over 12. Or, if you're going to reduce that into lowest term, divisible po siya ng 3. So, 9 divided by 3 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So, the answer for number 4 is, number 3 is 3 all over 4. For the last one, negative 2. Okay naman, nakuha mo naman, no? Common
Opo,
factor
sir.
is x minus 2. So, yung x minus 2, magkakancel sila. What's left will be x minus 4. So, 2 minus 4, the answer is negative 2. Okay? Okay, congrats, no? 3 out of 4 yung tamang sagot pa natin.